Hey y'all. So this is a video that I have been struggling to make. Um, and the events of the day have really made me understand that, I really need to go ahead and make this. So this video is to tell you my backstory and try to explain my perspective. So, hi, my name is Bray Ross. Uh, I was born with Asperger's, something that I did not get control of until I was in my 20s. I'm just letting y'all know I'm playing with my ring because I do that when I talk about intimate things. See, I was born with Asperger's, uh, which made me very easy prey. And from second grade through the end of fifth grade, when I was in elementary school, uh, I was molested on a daily basis, by my principal. I went to a Christian school. And when I saw almost a decade and a half later, I saw the headline where my abuser was arrested. And I broke down. Absolutely broke down. But that's skipping ahead. So, after going through that experience, um, I basically lost my entire mom's side of the family, minus my mom and her sister, uh, by the time I was 13 years old. This was my grandparents. There's a hinky story in there about how the guy that I was told to call my uncle my whole life, all the way until long after his passing, was actually my grandfather. So there's that too. Then, when I was 18 years old, I lost my mom. Very sudden. Very sudden. And my childhood with my mom was kind of rough. And she had bipolar disorder, and she passed it on to me. So being bipolar and having Asperger's is a great thing to do when you're finally legal enough to buy alcohol. But yeah, my mom was abusive when I was a kid. But the last 3 years that she was alive, after she had lost her entire family, she started getting herself together. And those were 3 fantastic years. And I could never express my gratitude for those 3 years where I could reconcile my relationship with my mom before losing her. This is one of the reasons I'm hesitant about making this video, because I'm probably going to end up bawling by the end of it. But it was a sudden loss. She had a massive stroke. At the same time, she had a seizure, and she had an encephalitis infection. So it was very sudden. I didn't get to say goodbye. She was fine when I left that morning. She was not fine when I got home that afternoon from work. And I came home and I found a note stuck in the door telling me that she was in the hospital. And I notified my whole family, took off to the hospital. And, we were arguing with the medical staff there for hours because their MRI machine was down. And they didn't know if they needed to give her a clot buster. to save her life. And we argued with them for hours, trying to get them to either give her the clot buster or transfer her to the next hospital system that had a working MRI. And they refused to do either. And finally, she had that last seizure. And what sticks with me, will probably stick with me for the rest of my life, is she was looking me right in the eyes. I watched the soul fade out of her. So, naturally, being bipolar and autistic, although functioning autistic, I dove headfirst into drugs and alcohol. Headfirst. I avoided the three big baddies, crack, meth, and heroin. But anything else was game. Anything else was game. And that continued for a long time. Like, into my 20s. And then I met my wife. And I got off of hard drugs. And eventually I got off of alcohol too. And of course, pandemic, relapse. What can you do?